Gee, Dan, what do you want to have for supper? Steak and eggs. That takes a long time. Not in the Instapot, it doesn't. But what are we going to need? Well, you're going to need to start out with an Instapot. Then you're going to want steak, paper towel to pat that steak dry, some sort of oil or cooking spray or oil. Cooking spray probably isn't a great idea in the Instapot. You'll want to have oil. Some spices. Including some secret spices. And some eggs in the frying pan. Cook them how you like them. I like scrambled. Combine your dry spices in a bowl. I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and sea salt. I'm using a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic and secret Andy spice. That's from my sister. It's important to note, garlic powder, not salt. And I'm going to add a 1/2 tablespoon, of Kinder's buttery steakhouse rub. You're going to mix all your dry ingredients together to make for a good rub. Use your paper towel to pat dry the steak. Put your steak on a plate and put it aside, because now you need to prepare the Instapot. Plug the pot in. Remove the lid. Check out the pot to make sure it's nice and clean. I prefer to use avocado oil, but you can use olive oil or canola oil, whichever you prefer. Now what you need to do is you need to turn the pot on to saute. Now it's going to start heating up here. It'll tell us when it's on. Anytime now. Oh, there we go. So that's going to start to heat up, and we'll get. You don't want to use your wooden spoon to make sure that the oil is evenly spread. How do I know if it's ready? Well, I'll drop a little water in. I'd say that's ready. Now that we've added the rub to the steak, we're going to add the steak to the pot. There we have our 2 steaks in there simmering, or they're actually going to sear on 2 minutes on each side. For about 2 minutes. We're going to remove the steaks, put them on a plate. Now we're going to add a cup of water. It might be a little bit more than a cup, but that's what we're going to add. We're going to use our wooden spoon to try and get it all scraped up, because any burnt on pieces there may be causing us not to cook evenly. Because now we're going to, just get some places there. But so you want to go through and scrape all of this. We're going to make a lovely little broth, so to speak. Now we're going to want to put our trivet in the pot so that we have something to put our steak on. And we want to fumble with this as much as possible. Take our steaks, and we're going to put them on the trivet as evenly as possible. And then we're going to close the pot up. We're going to turn it off, which we were lid on and closing it. And we're going to make sure that we are set to seal off the steam, and we're going to pressure cook. And not 45 minutes, no. This is going to do for about 5 minutes. Now I left the pot on when I was supposed to turn it off, so I'm going to go with 4 minutes. So what's going to happen is it's going to come up to pressure, high pressure right there. And once it does that, it's going to cook for 4 minutes. And we should have a medium rare steaks. Let's find out. So it's almost finished cooking. And when it does that, we're going to do a release of the pressure. Now we're not going to do a slow release. We're going to do a quick quick release so that the steak doesn't cook for a longer period of time. So there we go, it's ended. So we're going to do a release. Now, we're going to make sure that we're not getting steam. And you want to make sure it's only steam that's coming out, which it is. And then it's going to take a little bit of time for it to release all the steam and all the pressure. When it does, that little red button is going to pop down and tell us it's okay to open the lid. So now we can open the lid. Careful, there's still going to be steam and hot steaks. So now we're going to remove the steaks and set them on a plate. Again, so that they will sit and rest for 5 minutes or so before we even cut them. And of course, the trivet is not cooperating again, but that's okay, we can get it here. Oopsie. There we go. That's a nice looking steak. Right there. We'll take a look at those. So let's take a look at these lovely steaks. Ooh, don't these look delicious? It's just like cutting through a hot knife through butter. Look at that steak. Isn't that beautiful? So, there you go. Steak and eggs that I'm going to have. You can imagine the eggs. There's the steak. Oh. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.